Let's get it. There's a major Bitcoin upgrade that is just around the corner. The last time Bitcoin had a major upgrade was in 2017, right before it went on a parabolic run. Is this a coincidence? Today we will talk about what this means for Bitcoin and some of my favorite altcoins in the space. Finally, we will talk about one meme coin that I believe can separate itself from the rest of the pack. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Cabin. My name is Tom, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the Bitcoin taproot upgrade. The last time a major upgrade happened to Bitcoin was back in 2017 during its last parabolic run. Is this a coincidence? I do not think so. Then we're going to take a look at some of my favorite altcoins in this space, see how they're shaping up here in the near future. Lastly, we'll talk about a meme coin at the very end that I think has some great potential. If you are new to the channel, please scroll on down, leave a like, give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell and select all so you get notified when I post new videos. So without any further ado, let's jump right in here. The Bitcoin taproot upgrade is just around the corner. So this is a highly anticipated Bitcoin protocol update that is going to be activated right around the middle of November, November 16th is when it is scheduled to happen. This is going to provide enhanced privacy, scalability, security, and lower fees. This is the most significant upgrade to Bitcoin since the SegWit upgrade of 2017. So what was the SegWit upgrade of 2017? Basically, SegWit improved several aspects of Bitcoin and opened the door to future upgrades, which include taproot, which is coming up here shortly. Firstly, and most critically, SegWit fixed transaction malleability. It also raised Bitcoin's block size limit, allowing more transactions to be included on each block. Lastly, it introduced two new script types, which were ways of sending and receiving Bitcoin, and encoded a new scheme. Basically, this upgrade was contentious, but Bitcoin emerged stronger, more scalable, proving that its decentralization could withstand any attempted takeover by miners or community leaders. As we can see here, it was implemented on August 23rd of 2017. So this taproot upgrade, which is coming up here on November 16th, is going to also allow for further upgrades and clearing the path for Bitcoin to keep adapting to needs and improving in the future. As happened last time, they're saying that Bitcoin's price is most likely to rise around taproot's adapting, but it is merely the beginning of more profitable times while the users adapt to this output type. You can come and take a look at this article. I'll link it in the description below. But this is what kind of happened before. There were these two transactions and they looked different, which was poor for privacy. Now you're going to have more efficient, smaller size transactions that all look the same, and so they will be better for privacy. So this upgrade is taking place on November 16th. Like I said, the last upgrade was back in August of 2017. So what was happening to the price there? It was later in August. So right around here, we had the announcement. It maybe went up a little bit, and then we had a big pullback, and then it was home free from there. Then was the parabolic run. So if this were to play out similarly, we would have the announcement right here at the end of August, and then the parabolic run there. So let's take this fractal, see how it would play out. So the announcement would be on November 16th. Here's what we could see. Not saying this is going to happen, but here's what we could see play out. We could see a little more sideways action. The announcement happens. We get a pump up to around $90,000, which also would coincide with the 1.618 and the 1 on a couple different Fibonacci extension levels. So that's a zone that I'm watching for. We could see a pump up there, come all the way back down to retest this trend line here. I'll try to make this bigger. There, come all the way down to retest this trend line here in the high 50s, and then go parabolic and top out here in March. So like I've talked about multiple times on this channel, this target box is my first zone, because this is going to be the end of the year, and that is when Bitcoin has typically topped out in the past, is at the end of the year. However, we do have different cycles. Obviously, the second cycle of 2017, was not the same as 2013, 2014. So who's to say that this cycle is going to be the same as 2017? So there's this narrative that it's going to end at the big end of the year, and then there's also the narrative that we have extending cycles, and we could see this Bitcoin bull run extend into the first quarter of 2022. And if this were to play out the same way after the last major upgrade, this is potentially what we could be seeing for Bitcoin. And again, the longer that this cycle extends out, the higher the potential price is, right? Last time we were able to reach the 3.618 and barely touch the 4.236. This would get us pretty close to there. We would have a little bit of a blow off top above that if this were to pan out the way that this is showing, obviously, which would give us at the peak here $360,000-ish Bitcoin, which is insane. But like I said, the longer this extends out, the higher the price can go. So that is big news for Bitcoin, of course. Let's see what is happening with some of my favorite altcoins in this space right now, or I guess some of my bigger holdings in this space. So everybody was talking about XRP yesterday, and it was going pretty nuts. It had a big run up yesterday to about $1.23, and then it came back down. So we have been in this triangle pattern here for quite a while, basically since back in April. Once we hit that peak, we've kind of had some descending tops and ascending bottoms. So we've got this kind of symmetrical triangle forming. You're gonna see this actually a lot in a lot of the altcoins that I talk about. And if you guys are wondering about chart patterns, just like simply Google it, chart patterns, and you'll come up with all of this type of stuff. So as we can see here, this is a symmetrical triangle down here. It can break either way, but typically it is usually a continuation pattern, usually, but it says bilateral down here, so meaning it could definitely go either way. So what you're going to need to do is wait to see the breakout. If it goes to the top, you'd need to see a breakout above and then a retest, and then it would go. Same thing going downwards. You would see a retest below and then have it come back up to retest that resistance or support line, now turn resistance, and then break to the downside. So this could go either way with XRP, but a breakout to me is happening. It's got to come very soon. We are coiling up here. And so before the middle of November, oddly enough, lining up with the Bitcoin upgrade as well, we could see a breakout from XRP. So this is on the 4-hour. We could potentially have seen a little breakout and could potentially be the retest, but we have broken back down into this triangle now. That did happen once before back here. We kind of had that fake out and then came back. We also have had a fake out to the downside. So those things can definitely happen, but we are running out of space here. So very, very soon, I believe XRP is going to need to make a decision as to which way it is going. Like I said, could break either way. Just watch for which direction it's breaking up to. Right now, it's breaking up to the upside. Could be a fake out. There wasn't a ton of volume, so just watch out for that. Another one of my top holdings is a DeFi project called AAVE, and this one, again, forming a similar pattern. You could potentially take this all the way back to there, and basically the whole thing is a symmetrical triangle, except for this couple weeks where we broke out and then we came right back down in. So again, not sure which way this is going to be going. Right now we are kind of hugging the bottom trend line there, but similar shape. We will need to see where this one goes. This one is needing to come to a decision before the middle of December. So right now things are lining up with a breakout for mid-November to mid-December here, which is what a lot of people are expecting. Let's talk about MATIC. So this one, oh baby, we've had a lot of similarities here. So again, a symmetrical triangle that is very similar to others. This one has broken out to the upside. So as you can see here, we had a breakout, we had a retest, we did wick back down in, but then that closed above, and we had a beautiful breakout so far. This looks very similar this breakout here looks very similar to what we saw back here. So this is a fractal that I took from back here right before it broke out, and then I took it and put it over top of here, and it's not playing out 100%, but it is fairly close. We had a blast up, a pullback, and then now we could potentially be off to the races. If this fractal were to play out, we would be looking at about a $3.50 MATIC. This target here is taken from the kind of the middle of this triangle and then applied to the breakout there. And again, that is above a $3 MATIC, right around the 1 fib from this fib extension. We've got another one at the $3.02 mark there, so we could find some resistance there. We also could find some resistance between 250 and 275, which would be right around where this level is too, with the little pullback there. But we will need to wait and see. So this is what can happen with these symmetrical triangles. They can break out to the upside, and like I said, AAVE and XRP so far are both forming that. Let's look at Uniswap. So again, something very similar. We're needing to come to a decision point here very soon, likely before the end of November. We have been in this triangle formation as well. If we do break out to the upside from here, let's again take it from kind of the middle-ish of the triangle, not go too crazy bullish. Could maybe pull it from back there all the way to the bottom, but this is where it kind of entered. So we'd be looking at something in between here. This is a $54-ish Uniswap. And as you can see here, again, we've got some fib levels at around 47 and around 56. So we could potentially see those come into play as well. If we did go from the top all the way down to where the bottom would be, then this would be definitely the most bullish scenario. And price target could be slightly up above the 1 there, right around $60. But I'm thinking we'll likely run into some resistance in between the 0.786 and the 1. But again, very, very similar chart pattern, right? We're consolidating, breakout point coming soon. Cardano ADA, let's take a look at this one. So we've kind of seen this pattern form before, right back here in May to July. We're seeing this pattern form here again from kind of August or September into the beginning of November here. So when we come back over to some of our chart patterns, we kind of see this type of pennant here forming. So typically these would break to the upside, and typically the target for that is the top of the wedge. So we could see Cardano come back up to meet the top of the wedge here at around $3.10. We could also take this fractal from right where it kind of started pumping. So this green candle could be very similar to this green candle that just started there. So if we take that all the way to where it kind of topped out there, actually it would topped out all the way over there, and put that over top, just like that, we could see Cardano come up to hit this 1 level, $4, right around mid-December, if it played out the same way that it has before. Let's take a look at DOT next. So this is a different type of pattern that we haven't looked at yet today. We've got kind of a rounded bottom, cup and handle, which formed a beautiful breakout. We broke all the way up and out, came back down to retest this horizontal line of support right around $40. And now we are up and off to the races, up over $52 today. So let's take a look at what a cup and handle would look like, right? We have this rounded bottom and then another rounded bottom there, and boom. So that played out to a T absolutely perfectly. The next levels I'm looking at for DOT here would be right around 57. And then this measured move is from the bottom of the cup and handle here. We apply that to where it broke out. And so then we could have a $67-ish DOT at that point. That would be the measured move to hit that. We also have resistance at the 1, so around 57, and then the 1.618 at around 85. So those are the next few levels to look at, in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys are wondering about chart patterns at all, it is a quick Google and away you go. You can find so many different images, and this is typically how they play out. There's multiple ones where it'll say this is typically a reversal pattern, a continuation pattern, or bilateral pattern, and which way they usually go, or the majority of the time at least. All right, let's talk about meme coins. So this is one that has been shared around, or I've seen a little bit at least, and potentially has some room to grow still. It is nearing Christmas time. Who knows? People might be catching on to this sort of thing. When we take a look at the chart here, it is going quite parabolic, so potentially not the best time to get in. Maybe wait for a pullback. I did end up getting in on this pullback back here when I finally saw it. It's only been out since October 29th, so still fairly early, about a $20 million market cap, just under that. But when you take a look at some other coins that have absolutely pumped off, we've got Catgirl, which everybody is talking about, and that is up at close to a $500 million market cap. There are a lot of meme coins that are in the $100 to $1 billion market cap, to be honest. So this is one that is still potentially early, Santa coin. And what I have liked so far about this is that you earn reflections in Binance USD. So these are some transactions from my wallet where every couple hours, hour and a half or so, well, hour to 2 hours, since I've been holding it, I have gotten a little bit of Binance USD. So that's $1, $1, $1, $1. It depends on how much you own. So the bigger holders are getting, I believe, a couple $100 like every hour or so. Like I said, be careful with these coins. This could 100% be something that ends up terribly, but just need to wait and see how this one plays out. I am probably going to be taking some profits soon here, and then leave the rest in and see how it goes. So that is it for me today, team. We've got a recent Bitcoin upgrade coming, which could lead to bullishness in the Bitcoin price. And as we know, what is good for Bitcoin is typically very good for the altcoin space as well, maybe just a little bit later. So we've got the Bitcoin upgrade coming, and then as we've seen in many of the altcoins that we looked at today, that is also lining up with when kind of the decision time is to determine whether these triangle patterns are going to break to the upside or to the downside. So keep a close eye over the next couple days and weeks here, as I do think that we are entering a time where a lot of decisions are going to be made, and in my opinion, things are looking very, very bullish. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please scroll on down, give this video a thumbs up if you got some value out of this video, then hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell and select all so you get notified for when I post these new videos. That is it for me, and I will see you next time on the next episode from the Crypto Cabin. Let's get it.